So this is going to be a bit different to last time.
Oh, that's an interesting way of starting, but fair enough. Hello, everyone. No, hello is a conventional way, but there's nothing conventional about you, Ellie.
No.
For a start, you're in a relationship with me.
Yeah.
Well, it's not conventional to be in a relationship with me because you're the only person who is in a relationship with me. If it was conventional, that would be quite worrying. And it would concern the Belgian minister. But that's a callback to episode 3 of The Eagle is Stranded. Why do I know that? Because I have been collecting highlights for The Eagle is Stranded, because I'm going to make a bit of an announcement that I know will upset, will shock, but there is good news on the other side, my friends. But before that, Ellie, what were you saying?
Well, so we got a delivery of Jerusalem artichokes.
Yes.
With our veg delivery, so we are...
So I hope, sorry to interrupt again, but I hope Claire appreciates there is a different way in which we are recording now. Using exactly the same microphones, but because Claire messaged in and said that, because she's a bit deaf, that she sometimes can't, she sometimes can't, what? She sometimes can't.
Cannot hear.
Yeah, that sounds weird, she sometimes can't hear. Yes. That works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just sounded wrong.
Okay.
Anyway, it's on our radio, Claire. She sometimes can't. Yeah, it's absolutely fine.
Sometimes
couldn't,
me.
maybe I should have said.
Yes.
So anyway, I said couldn't, Claire.
Audible.
I said couldn't. Start swearing, dude. Anyway, what I'm now doing to make sure that we can hear Ellie, I am sort of following her around the kitchen.
Getting in my face.
Getting in her face. So she's talking, she's moving around to do some cooking, and I'm leaning into her. So I hope you appreciate this, Claire, what we're doing. Anyway, what about the Jerusalem artichokes?
Well, I'm glad you asked me. Yeah, we got some in the delivery, and last time we roasted them with chicken thighs and leeks and lemon, I think, and garlic and stuff. And
I
so
know some of our hardcore listeners will remember that.
We're doing that again, but we haven't got the chicken, and the recipe calls for white wine, and what do we know we've not got?
We've not known. If you were listening yesterday, you will of course know that we haven't got white wine. We've not been out to the shops. We've not had any. I'd like to say that maybe a delivery of white wine might be coming our way.
I mean,
if we can have we've had the beer fairy. We've had. I mentioned the pot princess. Maybe the wine wizard.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for some pot, by the way. If anyone wants to send us.
I don't know what I'm going to substitute in. We could do a bit of stock.
I think we might have to, yeah.
That's fine. And
it's fine, but it's not wine.
We haven't got time.
We haven't got wine. It's all the things with that ein sound that we haven't got. Talking of time, Sarah messaged. I'm pleased to say she seemingly has forgiven me for my lies. Although Nigel says he will not forgive. Maybe it was only because we read out, because he sent us 4 messages, didn't he?
Yeah.
4 comments on the one episode, and I only read the first one out. The others were good, Nigel, but I just, too much of a good thing.
Oh, did you not do the rest of them?
No.
Did you cut all that?
I cut it out. We did talk about it. There's so much that we don't put in. I know it'll surprise a lot of people, but there's a lot that doesn't make it. And Ben's absolutely furious because he's here all the time, but he's talking away, but he never gets in. Anyway, so I've been compiling highlights for a sort of best of, and the reason for that is because when Corona started, I'm talking about the virus, obviously not the band, but there's a lot of anecdotes there, of course. I remember the first time I heard "This is the rhythm of the night."
This is the rhythm.
My goodness, we'll all remember. But, BBC 4 have done many a documentary on people's recollections. Stuart McConey's always banging on about Corona and Snap. Music of that ilk, 90s pop, Yazoo.
Quite an interesting smell, is it? Simmers.
Yazoo?
With artichokes.
Yeah, I think I said this before on the podcast. You'll remember, listeners. Artichoke, juicy potato.
You have said that.
I have said
it.
it.
Switch on the extractor though, because
unfortunately the extractor fan is going on, which may not be good for Claire, I have to say. We could open the door instead.
Yeah, that doesn't stop away.
It doesn't stop away the smells, I'm afraid, Ellie. And just to rub salt into the wound, Ellie backed off from the microphone there, walked to the other side of the room.
Sorry.
When Corona started and we were in a lockdown situation, I thought, well, I'm meant to be in all these different places, I'm meant to be doing all this stuff, and now I'm not doing any of that. Like everyone, I'm not doing any of that, so I'm going to have all this time on my hands. Well, we haven't got any time, we've established that.
No.
The herb. I haven't read Sarah's message. My goodness, we've really tangented all over the place here.
Right in centre, haven't we?
I'm going to do the dishes while I... just a bit more clattering around for Claire there. My goodness. I thought I'm going to have all this time to do various projects that, to be honest, I would ordinarily not have probably had the time to do. And I've had this idea for David Eagle's Pick and Mix for a long time. I've also wanted to get the second Young'uns in the Mix done, because all the stuff is there. It just needs to be released. A lot of people have been asking for that. So there's all these other projects. And because I've been doing this podcast, I have been working on other things as well. But you'd be surprised at how much time this takes up, listeners. Whole days. Well, firstly, Ellie and I get up in the morning, don't we? Early in the morning, Ellie. And we listen to the previous episode of the podcast. We deconstruct it.
It's like a stock take, really, of where we are.
And we say, well, that was a good bit that you said there, Ellie. Ellie sometimes has a go at my editing, and
he cuts me out so often.
Why did you take that out? And I said, well, you just said You said, I think that helps really.
Part of it.
It makes it. It was a deliberate to sort of heighten the drama, and so we'll discuss that kind of thing. And we try not to raise our voices, primarily because it's so early in the morning.
Not always possible though.
Sometimes it does get heated. My goodness. But the makeup sex afterwards.
Who are you having that with?
Well, that's me and Jeffrey, and we have a full discussion about it, and then we go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Because we've got up so early in the morning. We go back to sleep because we realise that you need time after what we've just done to sleep on it, essentially. You know, you can't just make these decisions. So we go back to sleep and then we listen again and we see if we still feel the same way. And it's amazing what an extra hour of sleep can do there. And then we plan the current day's podcast. We'll decide what we're going to talk about. We'll decide things like how many times I'm going to tangent from what I was talking about. You know, it's like 17 tangents on this particular podcast. So there's plenty more tangents to come, listeners. And then we have to write the script, don't we, Ellie?
Yeah.
I think you said yes on the actual script. Sometimes Ellie likes to play loose with the script and improvise. So she said yeah instead of yes. And to be honest, I'm not a fan of that kind of thing. I think Ellie should just stick to the script, but she's a law unto herself, I've told you that. And we'll discuss when we're reading it. We do like a table read-through, don't we, Ellie?
Yeah.
So we'll do a whole read-through, we'll have different ideas, and then we need another sleep after that. I mean, that's very intense. So we'll have another nap, and then the recording begins. In earnest, yeah. Ernest is our director. Anyway, I really feel like I'm puncturing a lot of people's bubbles when I tell them how the show is put together. My point is, though, I haven't really been getting on with the things that I thought that I might be able to do during Corona, because I've been doing a daily podcast. So what I thought was we might be getting to the final week of The Eagle is Stranded. I think we'll maybe end on day 60. We've still got plenty of time, listeners.
Oh, that's reminded me.
What?
I forgot to put any rosemary in there.
Oh, more drama! She's forgot to put rosemary in the dish. Oh, more drama. I went to put a spoon in the draining board and it fell back into the bowl. I know some of you are thinking, bloody hell, this is a bit too much drama, David, to be honest. So what I thought so this is the good news. I thought rather than it being a situation where, because I've gone from doing a daily podcast to essentially then not releasing anything for about 10 months. And then all of a sudden I'm like, right, come on, we're going to do a whole daily podcast again. So what I thought was, rather than it being an all or nothing situation, maybe we could do a podcast a week. That would also hopefully give you more time to comment as well, and then we can have a lovely section where we respond to your comments. So I'm hoping that this will be the start of a bright new chapter. And obviously it won't be The Eagle is Stranded, it'll just be the David Eagle podcast. But let's not jump too far ahead. Before we do that, we've still got another week of The Eagle is Stranded. And one thing I want to know from you is, what would you like us to do? What do you want us to do? Now obviously there's only certain things we can't do due to rules. What would you like us to do? And no, immediately people are thinking we want more yodeling. We would have wanted more Gina G, David, clearly, but now we know the whole thing has been an absolute farce, a whole debacle we've discovered. More yodeling, more Porn Temple, people are probably thinking. Unfortunately, that might be quite difficult because we've actually finished the last Paul Temple. So if you've any thoughts about things that you would like, one thing that we did talk about, and that I believe we are going to do tomorrow, and Sarah in particular will be pleased to hear about this. We'll even read out her herb comment very shortly. But there's a lovely smell in the air. Is that the rosemary?
The rosemary.
Oh, I'm glad you put it in later because that smells absolutely delightful. But one thing that we are going to do tomorrow, after the success of our midnight walk, which Sarah very much enjoyed, and a couple of other people have messaged in as well, some people saying they would appreciate it if we had taken a photo of the dead mouse that Ellie discovered. The mouse is still there, so if there is a demand for it...
Some of the mouse.
Some of the mouse. So if you really want that, you have to get that in quickly. We will take a photo of what is left of the mouse. Like a great...
Just go out and take a photo of the mouse now.
Yeah, go and take a photo. Ellie's going to take a photo of the mouse. There's no point saying cheese because it's dead. So. Well, that's a pretty good joke, people. Come on. Why are you ending this Eagle Stranded, David? So just if I can come up with jokes like that every single day, just imagine what I can do with once a week, my friends. Where the bloody hell's the sponge? Oh, I found it. There you go.
Oh, the drama.
Well, I remember when we went through that, and Jeffrey was very vocal. Weirdly, Ernest was quite calm about it. Jeffrey was earnest in this case. It gets quite confusing because Jeffrey is quite earnest.
Yeah.
It's a bit confusing, all of that. Anyway, he said, that's a bit weird what you've just done there, if you don't mind me saying, David, because you've said, where's the sponge? And then you've immediately found the sponge. So it doesn't give people enough time to get into the drama. So, where is the sponge? Where's the drama? My point with that was there's enough drama going on this particular one. Yeah. But we did have a bit of an argument about it. He said, what is the point of putting that in, David? Because there's barely any jeopardy. Sarah left a comment.
Is that on Twitter?
She left it on Twitter, yes. Oh, you could see if you could find it, actually, because I have got my hands full at the moment. So we were talking about herbs, the name of herbs, various herbs that would be suited for other occasions, maybe to star in various dramas or books. And the example that I gave was tarragon, which I believe would be well suited for Lord of the Rings. You could imagine tarragon. But you thought that oregano was some kind of Shakespearean character, perhaps. Yeah. Do you have any idea who he would be? What would he do? Would he be a comic character? Or?
I think it'd been a tragedy.
Yeah, I think so. Oregano.
I think oregano is quite a serious herb.
Yes.
Not like dill. Dill would be the comedy character with a dog. Do you want me to... No. Yes.
Sorry?
Yes. No, I'm just...
Yes.
Shall I read Sarah's
I don't know why
message?
we put that bit in the script. I think that's just to make it seem like it's natural, things like that. Read Sarah's comment out.
3 herbs genres. Chives sounds like a dutiful manservant in a period drama.
Yeah, kind of like Jeeves.
Yeah, chives. I've just started watching Downton Abbey, and I think chives would fit in there. Also, could be a dutiful manservant for Patrick Cooney.
Why?
Because he knows to shout chives, doesn't he? Chive.
Oh yeah, Sean's son Patrick, who is 2. That's one of his first words was chives.
And she also says coriander could be in a Japanese anime.
Yeah, I get that as well. So, excellent work there, Sarah.
I've gone off script.
Why? What have you done?
I've started making something else. Have a little listen.
I don't know what to say about this, Jeffrey. What you disgusting... Oh, I hope you did... I'm sorry if you heard that, Claire. You don't want to know what she's just done. I mean... Oh... What the heck? I'm just smelling it. It's tea.
It's tea. What am I going to be making with tea?
Are you making a batter brith?
Yes.
You making another batter brith?
Yes.
We talked about batter brith, didn't we?
Yeah.
We can't wrap it up there.
No.
Because listeners will be thinking, you've only done 16 tangents. You need to tangent back. And I shall tangent back right now because there's still one loose to tie up. I said there was an exciting dollop. Come on, David. How long have you been doing the Eagle is Stranded? And the weird thing is, we'll do the weekly episodes of the David Eagle podcast, and I'll be calling it the Eagle is Stranded. We said we had an exciting podcast, didn't we? And I don't think we said what the podcast was tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So tomorrow, we normally get up early. Obviously, we've talked about that, but we will be getting up at about 5 o'clock maybe tomorrow morning, Ellie?
Yeah.
I don't know what time it will be. It's basically we're going to get up in time for the dawn chorus. Because after the success of our midnight walk, we thought maybe we should do a dawn chorus walk. So we'll be doing that. We'll be going and listening to the various birds, and we'll have a bit of a chat. it may mean that the podcast the following day might be a bit more ramshackle, because we won't have had the time to have slept, and we won't have had the ability to have planned as much as we normally do. Just to warn you there, goodness knows what it'll be like when we're actually unscripted and we're left to our own devices, but it should be interesting. Anyway, thank you very much for listening, listeners. We'll be back for episode 55, the Dawn Chorus special of The Eagle is Stranded. But I want to know, what do you want us to do? That's what I want to know in our final few days together before The Eagle is Stranded heads into its epic, giddy climax. What do you want us to do?
We are not doing a giddy climax.
My goodness, the battery's dying. It might have already died. I don't know if you heard that beep there. So I'll have to say, it's not the battery, it's the memory's running out again. So I'll have to say goodbye.
Goodbye.